Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Alan Troop, reporting news from around the Columbia Basin for Tuesday, December 31st, our last broadcast for 2013. Tonight we report on the top stories of 2013 and the national events that shaped our year. In sports, Bob Kirkpatrick reports on how Big Bend and the Moses Lake Chiefs are doing. And we have the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. This is the first full year of us covering Grant County news. We have presented a lot of stories, a lot of memories, and shared a lot of tears. Reporter Vivian Huang helps us remember some of the top stories for 2013.
As the year comes to a close, people often reflect upon their most significant moments for the year. It's our turn to look back at some of the biggest stories and some of your favorites from 2013. In January, REC Silicon and Grant County settled a property tax dispute, which led to the city of Moses Lake's budget troubles when they lost millions in projected revenue. Petco, Ross, and Famous Footwear opened their doors to the public in February. Dave Ruffin took over as the Moses Lake Chief of Police following Dean Mitchell's retirement after 34 years of service. 14-year-old Nathan Brooks was charged for the attempted murder of his parents in March. He reportedly shot them while they were sleeping. In April, 4 men were arrested after trying to steal 242 trout from Lake Lenoir, one of which was caught the next day after swimming the nearly freezing lake. David Nichols was sentenced to 25 years in prison for the murder of Ephrata's Sage Monroe. Also sentenced in April was gang member Gilberto Valdovinos Medina for the murder of fellow gang member Joaquin Serrano. Quincy Police Chief Richard Ackerman was terminated in May after a public outcry, and was replaced by Bob Heimbach in December. June was the month of Soap Lake. Soap Lake band Rockland Road released their music video inspired by the Sundial Bistro. Soap Lake also hosted its first powwow in 30 years and saw 3 fire chief replacements. In July, Tyson Hill was sworn in as the judge for the new 3rd District Court. The Soap Lake Council considered a proposal to convert 120 acres of land into an off-road vehicle park. In the month of August, volunteers took part in Swim Across America in support of cancer research. Bonnie Guitar stopped by the Ephrata Senior Center in September for a show to remember. Grant County experienced a thunderstorm that left many homes without power and many fallen trees. Anthony Vasquez was charged for the murder of a man sitting in a vehicle at a convenience store near Big Bend Community College in September. Screaming Flea Productions closed a chunk of Basin Street in Ephrata for filming part of a television movie in October. 23-year-old Evan Savoy pleaded guilty to murdering Craig Sorger in November. Savoy was 12 years old when he killed 13-year-old Sorger at the Ephrata Oasis Park. Army Rangers conducted a military training exercise at Grant County International Airport, using simulated munitions and small pyrotechnics. Shoppers became possible victims to credit card fraud due to a cyber attack to URM stores. They provided services to grocery stores in Quincy, Moses Lake, Othello, and Royal City. In early December, a man was accused of placing anti-Mormon signs in his lawn and was told by an officer to remove them despite the First Amendment of the Constitution protecting his right to express his opinion. Ephrata moved forward on a tax plan that allowed voters to choose whether or not to approve a 0.1% sales tax increase. Prosecutors finally made a decision to charge Nathan Brooks as an adult and are working to file the charges as of December 30th. A Moses Lake police officer reportedly shot a suspect in a home. The suspect died at Samaritan Hospital. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Vivian Huang.
We will be back after these messages with the latest from our iFIBER 1 Weather Center.